there's value on something, as you're saying.
I think the synonym we could for understanding your worth.
Worth. So when somebody talks about something has worth, as you're saying.
I think we can look at value in two different as in the personal value and our value as a person you encompass. For instance, I would say that my personal values include number one, dignity, respect, accountability. Those are the values, not one. Three, that guides my life principles and how I walk. So when I present myself to you, for instance, Father, I am presenting myself to you because myself too, which means I expect you to acknowledge those values and give me the accorded respect. Then for the everyday price tag on you deem as what the value the item is or how much it is worth. So there's that, and then there's a tangible price on it. Mario.
Okay, why in a so value we're talking about one, the worth you put on yourself. What you put on yourself. Two, how much worth you have put on that relationship. That's what I want us to talk about. Wankasano, how do you see yourself? Hello? Because you see, I have read on a friend's link, WhatsApp link, that, and she says something which is intriguing. She says that value is valuable when it is valued. Now, how much value do you put on yourself? If you don't put any value on yourself, people will put value on you. Today, I want us to read, we would read a certain Bible text. We'll read a certain Bible text, which necessarily is not a number, but you better try. What value do you put on your relationship? It is that which will make you fight for the relationship. You go to people in Rev.Fr, I don't know, say Rev.Fr, and baby or so only you kuno kasa in a certain way. Said you see be bu ani chie no, obetia tokra. Maybe otisa said ya woni ne yiri si kasa, ne basi kasa, di obeka achira wono.
I was coming to cook in a Gurali master.
Abusia? My issue is what value eboa bang and ade ato so. Eboa bang and ade ato waware ne so. Aware bebre yen tomago wo omo ankasa nim. In the midst of the people, their marriage is a filthy rag dada. Enti obi beka bibi gumo kura. So you get a man saying that now also me so ba ye ware. O so be man me. O so ba ne me. Obi kura po kama na ye de. Anya wo fufuo so nam ne me. Sisi ene de oye fufuo. Ene de oye fufuo a ye de nkwan atoso. The question is that, do you know the value? Do you know what you are worth? I am not talking about the valuer. The valuer udibe siubi, udibe popo wukuno, mako university a. That's not the value I'm talking about. That's not the value I'm talking about. I am talking about what value. One kasana ujina hon. Ebia, you have not gone to school before. One kasana ujina hon. What is your self-worth? I want us to read Jesus asking his disciples. Matthew chapter 16. Can somebody read for me? Matthew chapter 16. Verse. Matthew chapter 16. Is anybody there? Verse 13 to 20. Jesus asked a certain question. Is anybody there? Matthew chapter 16, beginning at verse 13. Matthew chapter 16. I'm reading. Or will somebody read for me? Matthew chapter 16, beginning at verse 13 to 20. Now, when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" Today, I want to ask you a question. Who are you in that relationship? Value. Ebo ben na dauso. Ekuya. And so beside you can value. I'm talking about ebo a wodi aton so the wealth make me per word now kind self-wealth. Worth. Self-worth. What is your self-worth? Ebo ben na dauso. If you don't know who you are, the value, if you don't know your self-worth, your sisters and brothers-in-law will treat you anyhow. Even the man you marry, the woman you will marry will treat you anyhow because of the circumstance you may find yourself in. Hello? Denta Akwaba, Evelyn Akwaba, Sedela. Aha, we don't preach, we share. So I beg you, I want you to share some value. Many people have gone into marriages and they have lost their worth. Many people. Beginning from the choice of the partner, because they did not know what their worth is, they chose someone else, something else. Someone else. The question I ask is this. Jesus asked the question, who do people say? And he defined himself, the Son of Man is. The question is that our arena would team now say our arena, and our arena would team now was say, you know, Bisa will say, one Casawo boy saying. Because if you understand your worth, never be one yet. Akwabi Bonyum na brother Samiko Bobi, Sanyum Yedina Tema, but I think that Nyom is quite sensible. Or say, only parfum and a cancer phone. And I just say, Sanyum no what? So that it is empty barrels that makes the most noise. And I'm boy. Sometimes I see people and Obi are ready or to kind or Dubai, wako back Canada, no photo in Canada. Have you seen a rich man going on vacation crowd they are on Facebook da? Hello? Mumra yanko for ya. No could track. I mean about a rich man a trouble be about or ye be of value. The same thing applies to relationships. That is why people see their worth in other people. I beg you. So why what's not on gold? Why what's not on say wouldn't say one faswa? You bear yourself, they will make you like gravels. You don't I don't know if I'm confusing you today. What is your value? Jesus asked them, who do men say? Now let me read down and then we'll come back to it. Verse 14. And they said, Matthew chapter 16. I'm continuing from verse 14. And they said, some say John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. Still others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. So this is what outsiders are saying. As for outsiders, Oma Bontin so for defining what marriage mawa, you will run away from the marriage. Oh. Let me repeat. Oba wako university every Bema way na wo ware no. 120 years, it goes way beyond education. Papa we ya ni ti why. Quality marriage goes beyond akwana and it. Style, but now correct part. Hello? Hello? People, if you allow people will define your marriage for you the way they don't even understand. Rather, especially men, know where you are going. For women, know who you are giving your valuable items to. Hello? I have grown. Yes, the minya beme bia or bebe me share fine bia. That is not how to marry. Do you even know who you are? Some of these things we are not talking out of ignorance. We are talking out of knowledge, out of the ayehunu. I am sure many people here are asking, Father, na same way, I didn't know one Canada na fee na wobeka. Value, self-worth, value. Jesus asked them, what do people say I am? Maybe every year I ask people, what maybe say be that if you're on this platform, you know, I ask people. So if I were not a pastor, what do you think I would be? This question I ask especially young people. I ask a lot of young people. And yes, sir, won't find value into our awareness. We don't even do relationship evaluation. Only you'll be at time, you have not evaluated yourself. You've not even sat down to ask yourself. By the grace of God, on my birthday, one of the greatest gifts I like on my birthday is when you leave me alone. So I don't tell people my birthdays, especially if you leave me alone before 4 p.m. I don't tell people my birthday because I want to sit down and ask myself, and I'm a phone crying. After numere, who did make up they are fine, but I know crying shed I am fine, sir. Who are you? What is your value? Today we are talking about value in relationship. How much value have you put on your wife or your husband? Obini obi atena on any girl atena ma quarter samo yako 8 years adain. What is the value? 18 why not just obe ware opa and now change how many years no? Edrum rebia na ye can courtship o.
Okolo su kwanko wi father.
Okolo su kwanko wi. And I am studying the person. Ade.
Biology.
Oh, study.
Medical science, no more.
A course bank one. Some say medical school. Medical school graduation. And not to and a boy no and can't say me already more. If you don't put value on yourself, who you are, and the relationship you are in, people will define it for you. It is not good for the man to be alone, but it is worse for the man to be with a woman or a woman to be with a man or a man in trouble. So watch out. It is the value. But Jesus did not end there. Jesus asked a crucial question. Jesus asked, I'm continuing from verse 15. He said to them, but who do you say I am? Simon Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father in heaven. When Jesus was asking, who do men say I am? And who do you, my friend, say I am? He knew who he was. The question I'm asking you today is that pause, kaka. Who are you? Relationship, who are you? What is your relationship life? What value have you put on your relationship? Relationship on your baby. Let's talk about us. Women. Na so bad there. I was privileged to be sharing with a couple sitting here with me right now. Is a wife supposed to be a slave? Is a wife supposed to be she's at the periphery of the relationship? Is that true? Let me start with women. We have more women on this platform than men, and then we'll go to the men. According to the Bible, I am a Bible person. According to the Bible, today we are talking about value. God said, I will make for the man help that is appropriate, that is suitable, that is meet, that is right for the man. What does that mean? God, before God created the woman, what God said was, I am going to create for you, man, a help that is suitable, that is appropriate, that is meet, that is proper, that is a companion. So tell me, wife, woman in a relationship, in a marriage, what does that mean? Obi Mohammed, can you please help me?
Memfa kakra so father. Niawaka ni nyina ya pepepe. The year friend is say Emma ewo marriage mu anase relationship mu no. So on say empren bebre no emema mo hwemioma bi differently than Emma yebehwe. Emma tend to be more of emotional beings, and we do the thinking more from the heart. In a no, in many bebre tend to be say, okay, nyame hunie, sene na esi ekono. Obeko inso ebi wo ho anu akopema na say hurdles are ewo ho no. Kasa ne ade no, ohu maneuver, but as a helpmate no ni oba no etina susu ho a ansa no wakwa or the adwene na ekọ oba no so ama no yi akoma na sebio kasa or the be yusu no ono so ya den or the aka ho akọ. That is what I take from it. Inti as a helpmate, you know, she fits in where he's lacking, and vice versa. He fits into her life where she's also a friend is saying lacking.
Yo, Sana Ekia Edna Junior, because you say, God says, and I will make for you a help meet, help appropriate, help suitable, help. What does that adjective number? What does it mean? A help, and what? Obi onyame say mebrɛ oboafo. She ne say or the sesoboafo ne bebrebe man. What does it mean for you? We've shared this before, but today I want us to look at it from another light. Yes, Momo. Now, Evelyn, today I've not heard from you. Auntie Lily, if was Sedela, yes, what do you see?
Father, me who said Mrs. Side didn't if you might so and said then Tana Castle.
Oh no, that's okay.
Sir Obia Ubua for not as Obia are about to support you or take you to your next level. Father, me hono. Father, but what to make her?
I'm a tone. I said, what's it? Obi obey.
Obia Abba as Obua for to take you to your next level.
Oh, we'll boafo to take you to your next level. It is a boafo, no? How can you help me? How does that person to take you to your next level is characterized? So,
Nyame bo Be'mano. Bible says it was not good for him to be alone. Nyame who said that said we beat at to chuma. Inti or the abano by to plug that loophole not at the be at to chuma. The abana base obe sister ehon to kruno.
So like Obaya Kaya. So like Obaya Kaya. What the Bible is talking about? I will help make you. It is not good for the man to be alone, but I will make a help, appropriate help, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the value of woman. The value of woman is solution.
Yes.
Is it true?
Father,
yes.
men for ni more kind of show.
Men for us, let's
Mate.
Woman does not go into the marriage to be a dependent. And then we are saying, and according to the Bible, that is not it. Look at the people who married the great men of God in the Bible. They were not dependents. Oh, until they are making. So let's take Sarah. Sarah was so powerful. Even though her work was not written, he was so powerful, he was able to, only Abraham argument, God said, listen to your wife. Hello? A wife is not supposed to be a burden. Today's marriage is a problem. I'm talking about wealth, value. If a woman can understand herself, say, I am not going to be a dependent challenge on the man. Beman nebeto draw samame. Beman nebeto we amame into a ban emedie. According baby making machine and a food making. Let me tell you the truth. Seka wonwa de a. Bema ope baby ako obitumi akọ waba. What am I doing today? I want to shake the foundations of some of our thinking. The wife God modeled marriage around is not the wife who is dependent, but the wife now asked it to come and plug in where there was leakage. And it was not the man. It was not the man who said, I have a problem. It is God who said, it is not good for you to be alone. Hello? Hello? So, Oba Tiasia said, the charter for your creation is not a mistake. It was purposeful. It is purposeful. This time, I won't marry a man who does not have money. That's just a one problem now. You are turning instead of being a solution to your man, now you are going to be making the man an ATM machine. These days, it is true. Hey, and then the if you raise your hand, me raise him and say a page and friends, today I intentionally want us to talk about value. We'll shift into the second part, the value we put on our relationship. But first of all, us. Okay. Now about the chipping BB. Take a close look. When a woman becomes single, she's able to take care of her children, and more often than not. Hello? Oh, you won't help me. More often than not, we have more women, single mothers taking care of their children for the children to become some things. I
am fast.
So why is it that in marriage, you want to become a burden? Why? There are models of women who are able to take care of a man. You hear many successful men, and the man would say, and my mother was a single mother. But why is it that in marriage, then they become a problem? Let's go back to the source. The source is that God made the woman as a solution. And a bear man and you chop money. Sometimes in a certain marriage, it is the woman who is supposed to fend for the man until the vision is bloom. Hey, and the kiki, I'm some other kind of guy.
Hey, father.
We are talking about value. 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 Ekia will be become.
Father, maybe it's a question. Yeah, you good platform issue. Yeah, about values. Yeah,
value, so value.
Yeah, about value. Okay. Yeah, Kasa, how do we value ourselves? Yeah, you know, Yanka.
That is what I've put across.
Another question now, how do you see yourself? Who do you say you are, Wankapa? And I never just another question I was asking.
So that is why I took us to Genesis. So that you understand this. We will shift to the side of the man too.
Me answer me side.
It was rhetorical, but to bet me a casado.
Say.
Rhetorical, but
I knew that say rhetorical, but when we are able to identify it ourselves now, then we can also tie it to the discussion, because in Prebebreno, oka yetie, but ye meaning who in Messiah who in verbalizing out. When you verbalize it, you hear it, it stays in your head.
Yeah.
And
who are you? Into Oba right from creation. God did not create the woman as a second class. God created the woman to be a solution. To be a solution. And that is where I want us to be looking at it from. What solutions can you be? What solutions can you be? You go to Genesis chapter 2, you will realize that the very moment the man saw the woman, the man saw that solution. But most women, more often than not, immediately remember the Eve story. The Eve story. We become the problem of the people. We are never a problem. If you might have failed once in a life, you might have failed along the way. Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe like Eve, maybe you allowed the devil in there, but you still have the Mary story where that thing can be corrected. Woman, the solution. Any questions, any contributions, please?
Madam Pacho, bisa question no.
Madam Roman.
Intimi Pacho, sir, Adrina, yenya all these years, say, Bema, unnecessary show ye shefin, and yenya free.
According to the Bible, you started free Genesis chapter 3. We started off from Genesis chapter 3. And we've internalized Genesis chapter 3 to be forgetting that was a punishment. And every punishment is a desire to correct an anomaly. Repeat. We look at it from Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3 is not the original order. The original order begins from Genesis chapter 1. God blessed them and told them to be fruitful and multiply and to have dominion and control and blah, 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 blah. Genesis chapter 2, when the woman came, God blessed them again and blah, blah, blah. When you go to Genesis chapter 3, there is an anomaly. The anomaly is that sin has entered the system. And for the punishment, the man will sweat. So we have agreed. Many people have internalized it. That was not the original. The original is that every man is supposed to be in the work of God. Every woman is supposed to be help for the man. But we are still dwelling in Genesis chapter 3. I was say let me remind you, in Egypt, the Israelites prayed a prayer. When Pharaoh was killing the boys, the Israelite women, it is strange. They said by the time the woman goes into labor, by the time the midwife will come, they have given birth. How? Did they not change the order? They went back to the original. Until Yekonya said, we are still dwelling in Genesis chapter 3. But then we can move on. I am not saying you cannot have child pains in labor. The body itself would, but then that is not our station. Our station is, regardless of that, woman should be the greatest help. You are supposed to be a solution. And you see, our community, chauvinistic as it is, has put women on the periphery. But there are so many cultures that have actually put women in the center, not on the sidelines, in the center, in the core, and men will play the roles. But before, especially Africans, because we have missed what our culture says, and we have internalized other cultures, we see our culture as bad. But wait a minute. When you go into the courts, the old ladies who sit there and may not even say anything, their contributions oftentimes are the final. I said, sometimes when you go to our traditional settings, the women, sometimes the contribution they give to the men when they visit them are the final, or maximum, and that is what holds the car. In fact, when you see a tyrant look for his wife, if you see a man who is successful, look for his wife. Do you remember King Ahab? He was one of the biggest kings in Israel, one of the powerful. His wife was able to change the religion of the whole country. Now, Jezebel in Tienya, the spirit of Jezebel. I'm an Ababe revelation. It was one woman. One woman. Is it not this woman who told King Ahab, say, Ahab, but you are the king. Somebody says you don't want to sell their land. There's a way of doing this one. One woman. If you've forgotten, let me tell you, you are Christian, so let me tell you about one that you like, Esther. Hadassah, Esther. You remember Esther?
Yes.
Mordecai says, Esther, it might be for a time such as this. Women are recipients of wisdom. That is why in Proverbs and in the Psalm, wisdom is called she. You've not thought of it, eh? Then a wisdom, your friend is she, your friend he. Today, I just wanted us to focus on the value. Woman, what is your value? Woman. Oba, a warrior na see what relationship now woman. See, when you always ask, you become second class. But when you always give, we women, we also want women who give. When you always give, you become powerful. And I'm a what? Oh, I'm not hearing Evelyn Boachi today. Yes. Today, I just want to provoke you on value. I was telling somebody, when a woman places a certain value on her life, the kind of men that comes her way are different. True or true?
100% true, Father.
Hey, every day now women then we are complaining, my husband is not doing me this. If your husband is not doing this, you do your husband some, because you came as a solution. If you want to see a pastor or your powerful power, go and look at the prayer life of his wife, or the people skills of his wife, or the fashion skills of his wife. I'm talking in general terms. Some of them are mutia. Can we switch to men? if you have any question or contribution, Evelyn, I wish I would hear from you. Nara, I don't know if I answered your question. Any questions or any contributions? Value, man, Obama, man. Man, there. Sometimes we've overdone it. Don't you know I am the man? I am the husband.
Father,
Nara,
me patronage me kasakakra.
Pacho, we are waiting.
Patrocina will kind ne kwansoaning say anka obia beye boafo ama oberima. And then but to some extent so obia kasori oboafo ama oberima. Na oberima no mo dan ho ebu obia no kwasea. Thinking that for whatever reason that he would do whatever it is. But most of the time to the men, maybe because of the ego or whatever, I don't know. They like it. They like to play that role. It's like they don't want the help. They don't want the support. You rather leave them to do whatever, everything, and then you, the woman, rather have value when you leave the man to do whatever he has, whatever burden it is. Let him carry the burden.
So let's look at it.
I don't know if you understand.
I get where you are coming from. So let's look at it from the beginning. In the beginning, it wasn't so.
Yes.
That's not how God or Sheshe, no. Now, I talked about a chauvinistic world where overhyped egos, overly hyped ego. By the way, I've said it here several times, and I want to repeat it. Every man should necessarily have or exercise a level of ego. That ego that will make the man responsible. If you take the ego out of a man, you're making him a stooge. You see, naturally, if you have children, especially when the boy is younger, they grow to a certain age and their big sisters cannot bully them anymore. Why? You take a close look. Obianka, it is natural. You realize that the boys who may not necessarily be the oldest, their sisters will start calling them bra. Until, oh, that's my kid brother. It's a natural thing. It is that which will make the people feel responsible. Me, there's a certain ego in me. If you want to trample on that small level of ego, those of you who know me, I'm down to earth. But if you want to trample on that ego, there's a certain fight that comes out. So that is there. But you see, the system that we have had over the years, is it 6,000 years or 8,000 years or 10,000 years or what? That system has made it such that man feels, and when I talk about man, I talk about male, feels. Male feels, say, I am sufficient in myself. I only need a wife to play certain roles. But I'm coming from the Bible perspective, which is more universal. That every man should necessarily carry a vision, a certain vision. a grand scale of things. Every man. So, or baby or what? Sometimes we are paired or connected to the wrong men. Because not every woman can marry any man. Or not every woman is suitable for any man. Hello? So if you are wrongly paired, initially the charade will make it nice, but it becomes a problem as you start living and working it out together. But then the first question every woman should ask is that, does this man carry a vision that I can help? Hello? Problem? No. It is like sending a medical assistant to the mechanic shop to be the mechanic assistant. The person is an assistant, okay. But can the person, what is the person's tooling? Is the person's training appropriate for that vision? And because we are not appropriately paired, ebia bema no onye kwasi ampanyi o na emom emwa esesa wo de man no, he is not the person you should. Oba maybe might have gone to marry a woman and oba ben kurasuni oba ben no ni maduane ye ya kire no ohunu aduane ye, maybe she is not meant to be for the asantini nkrani akwapomini nkrani be manoa na yire na no aduane. Maybe she is the woman who is supposed to, and somebody does not even understand what I'm talking about. It is in the Bible. And I saw a body or saw one. Oh, you want me to go into the Bible? The other time when Abraham saw the three men standing there, the Bible said he himself went to the pen, took an animal, sent it to the kitchen, and Sarah said, Sarah, show me mommy. But he himself did that. The point I'm making is that we need to have an idea of man. We need to have an idea of who we have to be. And that will help us choose the people that can help us. Hello? If we don't get the vision, if we don't get the big picture, the grand picture of what God wants me to be, and we don't live in that area. Sammy here is a musician. They go for long rehearsals. No, I can't offer girl. Or no, I get jealous. Man, so on your question, na on the question that's a masia. There be and talk about. You know why? Because choir master be a name crowd 40 talent. And I was a wood girl in ye, and I was a wood girl in ye. So right from the onset, and Obano, oh yeah, jealous. Sometimes it is the wrong pairing. Hello. Hello. So men, we need to have the grand picture. Unfortunately, because we don't value our path, we don't value where God is taking us. And today we have reduced it to the urban word and the obesi unema. Okay. Obesi unema, that's okay. You see a washing machine. So what is a rule? Maybe God has given you so much money. At this time, and udi spaghetti, rice, michichi, and michocho, and frog. Well, he didn't know. Oyankranino only rice michichi yet. That will be a problem. So now you realize that your money will lead you to hire a chef. So does that make your wife redundant? No. We need to look at the big picture. And he know made makeup. Many men today have still not found their work. That is why Owari Onim Krasa Obetumi a leader of a team in a big company. Then he marries somebody, Ochina, and then some baby. Value. If you are a man and you have value on yourself, that me, I am a little bit of God in me. I have a little bit of God in me. I'll take my time and make my choice. Let's not forget, marriage today has become more complex than marriage in even our father's time. Yeah. I have said this once and several times, and let me repeat. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. Me who the Bible mo baby ada. Say I was so kwa wari mo esun kakra bre kakra eni Bible baby me hu. So what shia no baby a ka kire me na me nsua. Hello. What I even understand in Ecclesiastes chapter 4 is that it is good for two to be together. When one falls, one will lift the other. Now, say they are falling back. And I'm so today, let me give you a typical example. So today, the man's money is our money. The woman's money is my money. Meanwhile, a man babu moha. A man babu moha. But enti bema no boka bema no boka neka oba no boka yeka ena mema no so ebi adwene wu o se hwe ena e wankasa to niama na me so menya we ena adane some complex thing, but God meant it to be a simple thing. Man have a bigger vision, woman help him to carry his vision. Maybe the man's vision is to build a skyscraper. In the woman's help might be, Master, skyscraper. You see ground floor and so you see 13th floor. Any questions or any contributions? We are talking about value. Do you know who you are worth? Value in the relationship. You will be devalue you don't even believe in yourself. You don't even identify who you used to be. I know of a lady, she wept before she was married. Before she was married, she was a department head. She got married. I said, Father, I'm quite no. Me worry 12 years in promoting me. And I'm saying, no, that is not Bible standard. The Bible standard is one will put 1,000 to flight, two will put 10,000 to flight. And since was stagnate here, there's the problem. Oh, okay, I'm talking about Bible. Jesus in Matthew chapter somewhere, Matthew chapter 16, verse baby. Or say, he asked the people, who do you say I am? The circumstance shouldn't change you. What people say shouldn't change you. You yourself, before you went into that marriage, you should know who you are. Me, by the grace of God, I know that maybe I'm born to be a leader. I can be a bishop. I can be something, I don't know. But all I know is that I can be a leader. And as I go along my life, if I don't get somebody who has that leadership mentality, Jack, I want to an thing. I want to an styles. One year wilder. Have the grand vision and pursue it. Man, I'm talking about men. Women, remember, you are not second class. Never. You are rather a solution. You are rather a solution. Any questions or any contributions, and then we'll continue. Eva Akwaba. Any questions or any contributions, please? Our friends on Facebook, you can also share your text. Today, I'm make a concept. My concept can see be a assembly. Any questions or any contributions? Oh, Eva Pano, yes. Sammy Kasa.
Sorry, I just joined.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Sister I work can be said when the ladies, I mean, up or maybe she's so advanced than the man, sometimes taking care of the man and the man will feel bossy in a way to even leave the relationship. Or I think it depends on when a lady is taking care of you, it's a problem. That's my perception though. Because one, whatever a lady gives to a man, he records it or she records it. And she uses it as a marking point to adjust the man. And no man naturally want to be controlled by a lady. It is situationalized that a man becomes so submissive to a lady. But when the man gets it to his grounds, he wants to show the ego that he's a man. So as human, we need to understand the concept of natural things, that a man is not controlled, but we manage man. That's my perception, though. You might have different opinion. So when you are taking care of helping someone to be at a level that you want, he's not a slave. That's the perception. That's the point you need to make. And it's biblical that men are the head of the family. So with every respect, with every dignity you need to give the man, you need to do that. Also, a man shouldn't take advantage of a woman due to the wealth the woman has, what he can benefit, because it goes a long way to affect you in future. That's my little suggestion. And
thank you very much. You see, like I said earlier, things have changed so much. So let's go back to the beginning. Eve came to meet Adam, right? Eve came to meet Adam. We are going according to the Bible. So who is supposed to give who somewhere to stay? Adam. Yes. So are you getting where I'm coming from? But then, when Eve comes in, where they are living, she also shares in taking care of the space. What am I trying to say? There are certain natural responsibilities. I am a conservative man, and I believe I should give shelter as my home. I should give. I'm a Bible guy. But there are certain women who are so rich that if our vision have provided something and you have become wealthy, it does not mean you cannot contribute for us to live in a better place. That's why I'm saying the man should begin off with, where are you going? Every woman will be glad to follow somebody whose path is defined. Every woman. Now, what would be Yedru Junction? Yedru Junction, that's the point. But if you have the grand plan, the woman will say, no, this journey might look short, but it is dangerous. Can we go this way because we are working with children? You have the vision, but the woman can help us navigate that vision. And the problem we have had is that chauvinism has taken over the system so much. Say, some people even think that nobody they have not read the Bible. If God himself thought the man needed help and he didn't bring another man and brought a woman, who are you, man, to think woman is empty?
Father.
Yes.
The meantime, no, Kanye had just dropped something in my spirit, and I thought, you are very right to say that no woman would want to follow a man without a vision. Unless no Nankasa has no vision. There's a woman visionless. But if the man is bold enough to share the vision with the woman, young sister Penny Bako, I'm saying sister Yabuana, or can be yes, earlier can be said. Bibi chire wadwen so ana bibia asa bema o ka chire oba na oba no ebetu fo no beka bibia chire obe chire o se wo kwa aka ne sei ana ye ne sei won so bema no bibi chire wadwen so oba no so betu ka chire oba no se ye ne sei ana ye ne sei ampampa most of the time. And yes, I may come because me oba, but most of the time oba to bema fo out of the depths of her heart. Bema beka no krepa obeko no na sanity. That is one thing. That's how God has created women. Ye the Bible ma, Father. Ye be two distinct examples. Abraham, ohun abofo miensa na ofro mo mamoduane di ye na so na woka no. They said something to him. And now Abraham's nakopon shen Bobby. That a bon meaning say haven't seen it in the Bible though, but I stand corrected. I don't think say Abraham catch ni yiri say Ebra Sarah catch and say and make makwa hegen koda no woman. Abraham catch Sarah say Nyamia can say a tremia can meaning say Sarah be insist to say on this Abraham and this Hagar and Koda. And no need to quiet that or bepimene. I need change. Fast forward, Jacob and Ninia Esau. God spoke to a fairness temple. Oh, my mean, putting the sample. Rebecca. Auntie Rebecca knew what it was. Rebecca knew the vision. So when Isaac wanted to turn the vision otherwise from obviously the norm, say offer in Shiranima Penino, because Rebecca knew what the order was, because God has shown it to her. She quickly maintained that order. All I'm saying is that Oba enim the eventual outcome, another vision of Anamona Mutuna, Oba will toe that line and ensure that it is done. But most of the time, no, there's no communication in the relationship. There's no discussion. We have said this in this same platform before. In there's no purpose that has been established within the relationship. So nobody knows what part he or she is playing to make that purpose fulfilled. And then the quarter that na kofa in Tawantawa baby about waste me in plain way, but any na dream I cry. Yen so and we yen akuma de trea yen say yen buta yeni, so we are working towards it. And so baby no na ohunye beye no be adwin akoye before then it becomes an issue. And that's this Abraham and Jacob side, and just dropped my spirit. I thought, I mean, it's right, Father, we are right. Let me show.
The truth of the matter is that Genesis chapter 16, honey, 15 and 16, Sarah, Abraham catch Sarah, Sarah catch Abraham. We won't go there now. Later on, we will go there. And it was an issue of self. Sarah knew. And Sarah, as a good woman, was helping. If you read the lines well, Sarah resigned herself and said, maybe you are okay. And God, let's not go there. Yakowa, and we look behind the story, sir. We can even fast forward, and now we hear God's verdict. When you hear God's verdict, you understand what happened in 15. But the truth of the answer, even with this one, the truth is this. If you don't share your vision, I have even pushed it forward. Don't tell your wife your vision. Share the vision. There's a difference between that. Meaning, I've come to believe, say, even with your children, we don't just instruct them, tell them what to do. Share what the vision is. And when you have shared the vision with them, they might give you an input, but the issue is that the final say lies with you. Especially when God has given you a direct word. Hello? When God has given you a direct word, he expects us to see it through. That is why Abraham, you go to Genesis chapter 20. You go to Genesis chapter 20 somewhere. Genesis chapter 22. When you go to Genesis chapter 22, when God asked Abraham to go and sacrifice his son, he didn't tell anybody. He has now come to learn his lesson. That when God has given me a direct word, I should just listen. And with all the counsel, with the amount of quality counsel, none of them is above what God, when you are sure God has spoken to you about this, do this. Please. As for that one, for a woman or for a man, when God has given you his express word, you just obey, we just do it. But then in the family, when God knows you are in a family, if he doesn't have a particular purpose, he will not just give you a word for yourself. You'll be selfish. God doesn't do his things that way. God is a respecter of protocols. It's like Nara said, I don't believe in just tell them. And you're not relationship, not yet. But if the relationship is okay, share the vision. Therefore, book. What do you think? Oh, book bang. Now what start taking? Maybe we'll start to say, what kind of ideas be or the best. That is what will make it a bestseller. Or Chalematro book, no. You are sharing the vision and open your heart. Nara, you remember when you were correcting it, I was defending my stand. My defense was that I want to share my thought, share yours. It will if I give you the new one, you'll be surprised. It is different from what you saw earlier because there's supposed to be dialogue in the family. And if there's no dialogue, you cannot chastise them that much, and it can even be against you. So I am talking about this night, we are just talking about value. Who are you? And we've just tried to use the Bible to talk about the value of the man and the value of the woman. But my question is like Obaya asked, do you know who you are? Do I know who I am? Any contributions, Eva?
Unfortunately, normally I make notes, but I'm sitting in my car. So, but I wanna pick up on our sister who just spoke. Sometimes I think today I'll be nice to the men. Sometimes it's
nice one.
Sometimes I think you've said it many times on the platform, or the Zoom, whatever. The foundation. Everything goes back to the foundation, and sometimes too, both sides, maybe the character of the woman, the character of the man. So if I tell her something, it's the reaction I get, it's the feedback I get. If I feel like I'm not gonna get anything, I'll use this as an example. I was watching something today, and then the lady was going behind. As much as the man business was not going on, she was encouraging the man, but behind the man, she's the one causing all the problem. Right. So where do you start?
And you're not Hollywood.
Hey.
Nara, please, Eva, please continue.
Okay. So sometimes it depends on how our reaction or our how we behave when the man or the woman share their vision or share their ideas or whatever. So if you somebody that if I tell you something and what I'm getting is negative, I think I will keep it to myself.
A while I'll keep it to myself.
Exactly. So it's and I said it it all goes back to the foundation, and I believe I wanted to say the gentleman said something about when it comes back I'll say and you too you said something about you believing I believe in the Bible, and I've said this before, how one marriage does their stuff cannot work for the other. So if a man want to do everything, because I have a friend whose husband does everything. Her money is her money, and she makes a lot of money. Right. She makes a lot of, but that's what the man have chosen. And sometimes it gets to a time like, okay, she uses her money, they go vacation, they do other things. Right. She's still helping if maybe sometimes the man is in trouble or there's something that the bill cannot, then she comes in. It's the understanding between the husband and the wife. Because if I'm doing something with my husband and it works for me, it might not work for you and your wife. So always we have to look at that. I believe it's not bad to share responsibility. Yes, let me say okay, like the gentleman was saying that sometimes if a man is in need or a woman help a man, they keep it in mind. It depends on the level the woman is, because when you do things for a man, their dignity, their integrity, their ego. So sometimes it depends on the level of the woman, because there are some words you don't even say to a man.
And sometimes the history.
Yes. You see, there's an issue that is, I normally don't do this, but there's an issue that is running around on WhatsApp, that a woman said to a man that you are not my husband. You just brought me here, but I'm going to marry my real husband. The same day, the man shot himself and shot the woman.
Yeah.
Right. You kill the spirits. Like there's things you don't say to a man. And me personally, I believe as a woman, it doesn't matter whether you make, and I've said this before, whether you make a lot of money, you don't make a lot of, your husband don't make it. Your husband, like the gentleman was saying, he's always going to be the head of the house. It is what the Bible has instituted. So it doesn't matter.
That statement, when you finish, I want us to correct it. It is not the head of the house.
Okay.
It is the head of the wife, the woman.
Okay.
Before the other children come along. See, when you make it the head of the house, the woman can escape. But it starts with
my main example, it's individual and dependent.
Yes.
As well as experience,
yes,
etc. My example, Sabio Mokola. Mokola.
Yeah.
Many of the women were very, very rich. In fact, richer than what husbands.
Are very, very rich. Yes.
Mira, it's not that she's a servant and I say you. Respect.
Yep.
I think that is what we've lost.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you respect somebody, and this an older gentleman told, actually a couple of older gentlemen have told me, it doesn't matter if you respect the man, you have his love. And pray bebre no akwantuo ya yaba abrochire enso yefa ahanomo de no edi bata It's said,
correct.
yes.
Yep.
It's said, it's Bible no said your Bible ne kae no. Boni bi anim. Obi akasa obi nsha obi asesa akwa. A helpmate, but socially no. Then defining it differently, and that is the source of many of our problems. The respect we need to accord a mema and answer a mema tituno
And this is we are talking about this in general terms. General terms. And maybe be a tear or baby not dreaming I say.
And I make us a situational and dependent.
Like if I would say one story might not fit yours, but as we share, we are able to build it. Okay, Yamisha, Evelyn, your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to share what Mommy just said about how we take the social or the way things are done here, right? So yeah. I think maybe for some of us as immigrants or women who think, now we have rights, we need to be careful, because for me personally, I don't really see why women putting their husbands down, even when they're more educated. What I have observed is the women, when they're really high in their career, they are happy that they can maintain that status.
Yeah.
Because their husbands are supportive. I don't hear the put down. And so maybe it could be more the fault of those of us that, you see it on the surface, right? And then you may think like, oh, this is because with my kids' school, I'm telling you, I've met mothers who are lawyers. And I even asked some of them, like, how are you doing it? One woman, her husband stopped to take a lower position. They moved to a farm. He drops the kids off. And the mother is the one who picks them up, only because it just works out that way. The man is
yeah.
But when you see this woman, I was more dressed than she is, and she's a persecutor. And I shared with her, I said, oh, this is a dream that I want to try to pursue again. And she said, you should do it. Because a lot of the women in my office have chosen law as a second career. And I was like, how? And they all have children in kindergarten, right? So it's almost like, they say the thing in Chi is Shiatra, right? Yeah. And even with mentors, and listen, there are politicians who are women. They make good money. You see them on TV. They are looking for men who support them. Loneliness is real. So it doesn't matter what education level we may have. At the end of the day, you want a partner, right? So like, I don't know. For me, I think it might be more like the immigrant factor, right? But like, even I would say my number one mentor, she made it as high as she did right beside Kathleen Wynne, the former premier. Her husband was a social worker who chose to only reach the master's level. And he's the one who would do everything with the children. So the kids would tell you, the mother happens to be a Black woman, but it's like, it was always Dad who was there. Dad made the dinner, and they will make a joke that Dad's dinner is so bland, it has no flavor, because Dad is a white. So yeah, we should be careful, and especially for, I would say, us younger women, humbleness doesn't equal you being stupid. And if you're not able to do it in your personal life to hopefully give you a successful relationship, you'll go out there into the workplace, and that could hurt your career. If you disrespect your husband, trust me, it could go outside.
Yeah. And if you, so my rounding up, I want us to look at it carefully. If you know your worth, you don't disregard someone who also has another level of worth. Jesus, in all his humility, dressing like his disciples, eating something, he didn't even have a place to stay, understood that he is the Son of God. Not just that, but he is the Messiah. Messiah means the anointed deliverer. the rescuer, the savior. Sometimes our little coins, our little certificates make us feel we have attained. But in all of that we have achieved, if we really value what we are, who we are, it should help us and have a valuable relationship. I said valuable relationship. A relationship that is worth sharing. You should have a valuable relationship. My intention today was to provoke you look within yourself. Who am I? Where am I going? And looking at it from the Bible perspective, who God intended wives and husbands to be. We need to know who we are. Not so that we can use it to suppress others, but rather use it to enhance others. Men, you have a bigger God-given vision. It is a man who has a vision, who has work in the place of God's presence, that God will say it is not good for you to be alone. Woman, God did not make you, God did not create you, God did not decide on woman as a problem, but he decided to bring you as a solution. That is why you can do so many things at the same time. That is why when we think 1, 2, you have thought 1, 10, 20, and all that. Because in you are tools and equipment and the technology to solve problems. It is meant to make the home good. Who are you? Value yourself. Because your husband is waiting for you to help solve a problem. Don't become the problem in the house. Men, look at the big picture. Don't fight with the small things. Women will always want to look at the small details in there. It's not our job. When you have seen the big picture and they are telling you the little details, it's supposed to be complementary. It is not competition. Like I've always said, marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. God bless you. Any final comments or contributions? Any final comments or contributions? I always give you the last. Yeah, so anyone? Yes, Sammy?
Oh,
Sammy can say we are not queer by people.
Okay. We are so blessed tonight for such interactions and discussions with you. In fact, it has changed a lot of thoughts. Sometimes you need to work on ourselves and see how you're going to manage people, not even as relationship, but how to manage people and how to manage your career, leadership, home, and even family as a general, the extended family, and how you should value them, how you should respect them, how to help them to achieve what they want to do and others. So we are blessed to have you tonight. God bless you so much. See you soon.
See you soon. See you soon. Yeah, God bless you. Any other? I have a little announcement to make. Any other person? This relationship thing, by the grace of God, we would have to launch it properly. My board chair lady is here. But this relationship thing, on the 29th, we'll do a relationship something. We'll do a relationship something. On the 29th of July, we are looking at how we'll do it, but we'll send the information out there. And so get ready. Those of you living in and around of Toronto, get ready. It's going to be in person, but for those living in Ghana and around, we would send you some information. And Nara, after this one, you have to use it as a reason to come and visit us in Canada. Yes,
for sure.
29th of July or around. Very soon, information will be coming out, and we'll be sharing some stuff. We'll be going a little strange. We're still in the Bible, but we'll be talking about some strange stuff. God bless you. Evelyn said this is a master class. Evelyn, God bless you. God bless you so much. And I thank everybody for being here. Our friends on Facebook, God bless you. God bless you so very much. Sadi was here. My own superstar was also here. Hey, where is Gina? Esther, our PAs, where are they? Nara, God bless you. Obaya, they are one means all the BBI church Robert Marinity. I've been watching you, Papa. And Sammy, God bless you. Eva, my one and only Ikua. God bless you so very much. Let's meet again. We'll meet again on Friday. Please tell someone and bring someone and join someone. Somebody was asking, why is it that there are not so many people here? It's because we challenge the normal thoughts. So some people come here, 1, 2, 3, and they said, this guy will spoil my mind. Not everybody likes that. So let's just keep working at it and we'll get there. I got somebody fight me after the program. And Father, if you do this, the woman will do this. I say, for some cover. God bless you so much. We meet again. God bless you so much. Bye.